50436. 50436. 50436. 50436. Right, here we go. Nice and slowly, and everybody that is on this side, let's work together. 50436. One thing about maths is clear. When you are stuck, oh yes, Joe. When you are stuck, you should write your work a bit bigger, so it's clear what's going on. If you get, it makes your brain see things clearer. If you squash all your work up into something really small because you're trying to save paper, you might actually not save paper in the end because you might have to do it 4 or 5 times to get it. So you haven't actually saved paper. So that's kind of an important concept. So I need a 12 times table now. Now you should know it off by heart, but let's pretend that I don't. Then I'm going to go into this where I have to start writing it down along the side. Which is what you will need to do as this number grows. So 12, 24, 36, 48. 48 I'm going to stop. Josh, can you tell me where I stop at 48?
Pardon?
Can you tell me why I would stop at 48?
If you try and do it more, then you'll go over 50.
Exactly. If I go greater than 12, so if I go to the next one, I've actually surpassed 50. And going past 50 is not good for me. So I stay at 50, stay at 48, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So here I've definitely selected here. I've selected this number, selected that 48, which is 4 times 12. Toby, does that make sense to you? Are you there? Toby, so does that make sense? So I'm trying to divide into 50. I use my 12 times table knowledge and select the next number, my closest number to 50 possible. When I make that selection, I write it underneath and I put what the amount of 12s that was on top of it. Is that all right so far?
Yes.
Yeah? Then, if you watch carefully, then I'll do a subtraction of these two numbers, which is 2. This number should always be less than the number you're dividing by. If not, you selected wrong. Then I'm going to submerge my next digit along Toby till I get 24. So Joe, does that make sense? Hayden, does that make sense? Isabel, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Josh, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Caleb? All right, good, we're on fire. Okay, fine. So then I got this now. Then I am going to work on 24, which I know is already 2 times. So I select 2 times. I still do the subtraction. Gives me 0. Yeah? Then I drag down that bad boy. Come here. Now 3 is no good to me, people. 3 is no good to me. Because I can't put 12 into 3. So I'm going to bring down its friend, which is 36. And as we know, so there's no selection for the 3. There's no selection for the 3. But the selection for the 6 will be 3 times.
So it'd be 4,203.
So it's 4,203. And that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is long division to in the last times table that we should know off by heart. Now we may know more, but 12 times 12 is usually the end point of where we should be going to in our recall memory. But we can divide by other numbers as well. So the true test of the situation is now, can you divide by a number that is not in your timetable? Can you write down this? This is where this method really comes into play. So I'm going to move on. What should I divide by? Hayden? A double-digit number greater than 12, not as big as 30.
26.
26. You bad man. All right, 26.
26.
26. Chicken in the corn. Oh my gosh, that's a big number. All right then, people. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to divide 26 into 135,538.
That's my age.
That's my. that's how many wine gums I can eat in a week. Anyway, now moving on. So, all right, Em. Any questions? You got to start writing the 26 times table down here. So you have to add 26 and get 52, and add 26 again, and so on and so forth, until you get close enough to 135. You're going to drop that in there, and so on and so on and so on. All right. Enjoy yourself for those people that I want to get on with that. How are my A-half people doing? Is anybody finished? If you finish, send me a message. We're going to go to about 10 past 11, possibly a little bit later. And then we're going to move on to some ordering decimals, I think. Somebody. Have you all got that question written down, B-half people? I'm going to go back to some of the A-half stuff now and just make sure everyone's okay.
Hang on, can I just get it written down?
Yeah, write it down for me. Let me know when you've done it, please. And then I'm going to go to the A-half and answer a couple of questions on there so people know what they're doing.
Yeah, got it.
Thank you. Good. Right, back to the A-half people then. Because I don't want it to be... Yes, Toby, you could, but that's doing twice the work. Because if you can divide by 13 and then times by 2, you're better off just dividing by 26 and get it over with. Doing one step.
I'd find the 13 times table a lot easier.
Yeah, but easier doesn't necessarily mean better.
I'm doing 13 times table.
Well, then you're not gonna genuinely improve on your weaknesses by avoiding them. That's the key. We shouldn't be worried about having weaknesses at our age. We should be always looking to try to make them better. So I should focus on writing down your 20. Because once you write them down once, you never have to write them down again, because you've got them written down, and you only need to go as far as you need to go. So you should really be quite more comfortable doing that. Yes, well done, Joe. Joe, you can help me with this then, please, because I want to talk to some people. We're going to do a 4 times table, Joe, and you're going to help me teach this one. So we've got 47. Oh, my pen again. 47. Actually, let's change colour to something different. 47. I'm going to break that using the 4 times table, Joe. So what do I write down here?
4 by 11.
4 times 11. All right, because 4 times 11 is 44. Do you agree? And I tend to want, so that's 44. And I tend to write it this way around, actually, because
11 by 4.
Yeah, usually, because I want the first digit to be the one that I want, that is really most important, is the 11. And then my remainder would be how much?
3.
Because that would make 47 if I check it out. 44 plus 3 is 47.
Yeah.
And for those doing the A questions, that's what you're looking to try to do for each one of these. So this is another recap on those. Okay. All right, good. Let's go back to our problem. Let's do a roll check to see who's finished. Hayden, have you finished this question? No, because he's not there. Joe, you've finished. Toby, have you managed to do this question?
I'm just doing times by 2.
Okay, so your way. Okay, never mind. Isabel, have you managed to do this question?
Yeah.
Josh, you managed to do this question?
I'm nearly finished.
Nearly finished. And Caleb, how are you getting on?
Finished.
Finished. All right, good. It's not bad timing, guys. It's really good timing, actually. Really good timing. Really good timing. Right, if you're writing to me from the White House family, you need to state who wrote that last sentence? Was it from Jay or from Hayden? Because there's two of you.
And then nothing. Your message.
Sorry?
I said
Yeah,
your message.
I've got that message, and it is incorrect, Toby. This is
Hang on, I'm gonna have to mute
so
myself.
this is why I personally would like you to focus on trying to do it my way, because really what you should have done is you should have done divided by 13 and then divided by 2, I believe, isn't it? No, divided by 13. If you divide by 26, you divide by 13 and divide by 2. And that will give you a total divided by 26. So you should have divided your answer by 2, not multiplied by 2.
So the number
I still don't think you would have got the right answer looking at my answer in comparison to yours. So I don't think your method is any better, because if you're struggling with dividing by long division, you're struggling with dividing by long division. So adding an extra step on top of that is kind of damaging. All right, so I'm going to assume that the last message was off Hayden. So I'm going to go through this problem here. So work with me. Everybody focus on it here. Make sure we're happy. Oh, I've got a message back. Let's have a look. Is it 5213? Yes, it is 5213.
You've given away the answer.
It doesn't matter. It's life.
Yes, I
You
got
can
it.
live with it. So 26, 52. And adding 26 to it is quite simple. Add the 6, make it 8. And then add the
78.
2, make 78. I'm still not 135 yet. So I continue on. That's 98 plus, that's 104. I'm going to try again with 26. That's 130. And that's where I've got to go to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when I do the takeaway. Now, I have seen people do this where they just put the line and they just put the remainder underneath. And then they drag down, so they don't end up with a sum underneath each one. I have seen people do that as well. That's very interesting. It's all right if you can do it, if you can do takeaways in your head, then it is okay to do this. But I think personally, it's brave under pressure of any kind of an assessment that you want to do. I would tend to write down this so I can see it quite clearly if my pen works. But that's a 5. And then drag down this bad boy to get 55, which is which is 52. So it's 2 times. So I use 52, and that gives me 3. Oh, then that's I've got a phone ringing outside and he's answering. Thank you. So and then
I'm having Oreo. Hang on, I want to know.
What? Have I gone wrong?
No, Joe's just going in.
Joe's family are giving out Oreos.
Oh, okay. So 33 Aaron. So that's 26, which is 1. And the takeaway of 26 will give me 7.
7.
And then dragging down to 8, which ends up being 1, 2, 3 lots. 5, 2, 1, 3. Closed.
Yeah, I got it.
Right.
I did it the proper way.
Yeah, good. That's what I think is important. We don't throw away chances. I mean, there's so many hard maths that I can do with you guys, you know. And if you can't give up on something that's challenging now when I've got hard maths to take us to, you know. That's good. So I'm going to stop everybody for a minute. Bring you all back to me. Hey, what's going on? So that is short division and long division. Well, short division, not really short division, but it's the understanding of how division works with multiplying. Your times tables needs to be good. When I say good, I mean good. And it's one of the only things that you can practice on your own consistently and become a genius at them. You only need time. But you're supposed to be a genius with your times tables. And that's your aim. 1 at a time, 1 step at a time, a genius. I'm talking 5 times 4, boom, 20. And then the next question might be 6 times 2, boom, 12. And next question could be 7 times 9 pumped, 63. Anywhere, any order. I could give you 55 divided by 11, you tell me 5.
5.
That's how good your times tables needs to get. That is how good. Now, if you can get that good, all your division and everything else will start to just come to like an easy place to be. All right. So we've got 19 minutes left. There was a request last week for us to look at ordering decimal numbers that were like complicated, like in all random places and stuff. So we can do that, no problems. But is there anything else? I've received another request about improper fractions and mixed number fractions and stuff. But is there any other requests that people have got? Bear in mind, Josh, how old are you, by the way?
I'm 12.
Sorry?
I'm 12.
You're 12, so you're 8. Year 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? So you might decide, Josh, that you might want to learn something like... you might just want to do Pythagoras. And I've got a 6-year-old, 7-year-old in here as well. They can still learn Pythagoras. I just have to teach it in a sly way. Yeah? So no topic is off the system. It's up to me to adapt the topic so everybody can benefit from it. That's my task every week. So Joshua, if you've got any topic that you'd like us to do next week, then either message me privately or you get your parents to send me a message, you message me, or say it out clear. And we can add it to the list. We've got equivalent fractions, so that's pretty much similar to improper fractions and mixed number fractions. Good. So we look at that definitely. No?
I haven't got anything.
You haven't got anything yet? No?
I haven't got anything that I'm not sure what I should do.
Not sure as yet. Okay, well, as soon as you get something, you let me know. I think we lost Caleb, but I think Caleb's coming back now. Caleb, you're back. Caleb, we're just looking at topics for next week and weeks after, like that. So we've got mixed number fractions, improper fractions, equivalent fractions.
Decimals.
We're going to do converting decimals. We're going to do ordering decimals in a little while.
I sent you another message, Brendan.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, got it. Aryan
Do you
perimeter.
typing, Toby?
I can hear you typing. I think he's enjoying this technology a little bit too much, guys. Right. Okay. So we're going to go to ordering some decimals. All right, and see how you get on.
I'll send you another one.
I've got it. I've seen it.
Why don't you say it out loud?
I've said it out loud. Did I not just say area and perimeter?
Yeah.
I thought I did. Is that all right, Toby? Anything else?
I wanted to do area and perimeter because I'm rusty at it.
Yeah, I know. That's what we're going to do. That we can't do that today.
Yeah, but like in future weeks.
In the weeks to come, yeah, definitely, 100%. 100%. Yeah, simple addition, yeah, definitely. It sounds crazy. People get simple addition wrong, and then that like becomes an issue. Yeah. I hear you. We'll have a look at that. So here we go. I'm glad we got some of those topics. I'll write them all down while we're working. Sharing my screen again. All right. So
Big screen.
ordering decimals. Here we go.
Ordering decimals.
Now, the problem we have here, folks, is that we don't fully appreciate our columns system, decimal system that we use. So we just need to, as long as we appreciate that, we're fine. So I have things like 0.403. I have 0.413. I have 0.041.
3.
0.034, and I have
0.314.
0.043, 0.304. I have these random numbers, all kind of using 4s and 3s and 1s and 0s, and I'm going to put them in order of size. It's something like this that people are asking for, like putting these in order size. I think so. And the difficulty is horizontally, they are a pain. So vertically is the way to go forwards. So you pick any one that you want to start from and you write it out nice and neatly, and then take all of its friends and make sure the decimal point is the first thing you write down. So you got your columns in the right place, and then fill. I'm doing this one now, and fill in the gaps according to your number. So 4, 1, 3, and then the next one 0.041. Then the next one. Okay. So can you do this as well yourselves? Oh, that was naughty of me. I did that wrong. Can somebody tell me what I did wrong then?
Don't know. I didn't see it.
I'm going to do it again. Ready? Ready? What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong?
The decimal first.
I did the 0 first. The decimal point must be put down first, because if we don't do it, we set ourselves up for a potential mistake. We might not make the mistake, but there's a potential. So we try to avoid that potential. Actually, I'm going to on purposely do this one wrong as well. What's wrong with that one?
What is it? The zero's not in its right place. It's not in a column.
Correct.
Yeah.
Don't be lazy with your setting out.
Brendan, why were you lazy?
I know. Naughty of me.
Lazy.
Very naughty of me.
Lazy.
Thanks for that, making me feel better. So, looking down, we know that our columns are the biggest over here.
Where?
Over this side here.
There.
Anywhere towards the left are the biggest. Over on this side,
It's the smallest.
they're the smallest.
That's pretty big. Oh.
It's going smaller. So it gets so this is the big size. So we know that the columns on this side have more weight, have more power, have more strength, have more magnitude. Yeah, on this side. So as you move along, these make more. Make more difference to us, more significant. So our next, these are all zeros. So they're all tied at the moment in first place. We go to the next column. Oh, we now have where it breaks. The smallest number must be one of these three here.
Little.
Yeah.
0.034.
1 second, please, Toby. Well, I want to know why it is. So this column here, these three are all tied. I move now to the next column for those three, and I see a break. The 0.03 is smaller than the 0.04. So
Yeah.
my first number, I'm going to give this a number 1. It's first place. 0.034 is my first number on my list because it's the smallest. Has anybody got any questions about that?
Nope.
It's silence. Okay then. So after I've got that one, I'm now going to go on to my next two. So bear in mind, I don't need to go back to the beginning again. I know that these three were tied at first place at one point in time. I got rid of the 0.034. I'm left with 0.04. So I go now to my final column and I see 1 is smaller than 3. And because 1 is smaller than 3, that means this number here must be smaller than this number.
Yeah.
By deduction. And therefore
0.002.
0.041 is my second number. And then 0.043 must be mistake. 0.043.
We will not tolerate that.
Woo, attitude. So, got that, yeah? So 0.043 is my next one. So now I've got rid of this one, and this one. I'm just left with the these other three now. Go back to the beginning. They're still tied. Go to your next column. We have a break. Which number do I put next, Josh?
0.304.
0.304 is correct. And that's that one gone. And then now I'm left with these final two. Isabel M. Is it M? Rather than is it R? Is it M? What do I go for next? Is it M? You have to unmute yourself if you're going to answer my question. Isabel M. What's my next one out of these two?
Is it the one 0.403?
Correct, 0.403, and finally 0.413 is smallest to largest. Now we need to add some words to our vocabulary, people. We can't just be constantly talking the same words. We need to improve our vocabulary. So does anybody know the fancy word for when you write the numbers going in order from smallest to largest? What kind of order do you call it?
Is it like increasing or?
Increasing is one that you could use. Increasing is one that you could use, but it's not the word I'm thinking of.
Doesn't it start with I?
It does not start with I. Should we play a hangman?
Yeah.
Start with B. It start with D. It start with C. Start with
Yeah, I'm
E.
going to make sure I explain it myself.
Start with G.
We were gonna lose Hangman.
Right. Okay. All going. So the first. So we had I, and that was wrong. We had D. Oh yeah, we had D, but it doesn't. You said start with D. So, no. I tell you what. We do play it properly. Say your letter, and we'll put it in.
P.
Sorry.
P.
P for Papa. Or D for Delta.
P. P.
P for Tango.
No, P.
P for Papa.
Yeah.
P for Papa is wrong.
I
Uh-uh.
reckon.
I'm going to go down. I'm going to go in order. Toby, give me a letter.
E.
E. He's in there. He's in there.
I'm a beast at hangman.
Joe.
T. T.
No.
Toby.
T for Tango is gone.
Toby,
Josh.
text me the word if you've got it.
No. Josh.
G.
D for Delta.
G.
Say it again.
G.
B.
No, G.
G. Oh, G, like as in what I am. Because I'm a G. You get me? I know. G. Yeah. G's here. I should really, for those that are focusing on their English as well, I should really drop the G down there. Like,
I.
not your go, Joe. Not your go, Joe. Hayden.
R.
R for Romeo. No. R for Romeo.
I want to go get my phone and Google it.
No, it's G. J. Have we got a letter?
N.
N for Norman.
Yeah, I'm going to get my phone to Google it.
Oh no, there is an N. There is an N.
Yeah.
Oh, there's got to be an I.
Question.
So whose go is it? Not yours, Joe. Yeah, obviously. Who's next? Caleb, wake up, Caleb.
Play on.
R.
R for R. We've said R.
Oh, right.
I.
Yes.
Something ink.
Something ing. Izzy. Have you got a letter that I can put in here?
Great swimming.
X.
X. Oh, X is not in there. I like that
Come
idea.
on. What do you
Isabel,
X.
Wait. I think I know what word it is.
you know the word?
I think so.
Isabel knows the word. Right, the rule. If you get it wrong, I'm putting 2 things in the picture.
No.
Isabel, what's the word?
Descending.
Ascending is correct. Ascending
Ascending.
order.
Oh, right.
Right.
I do that.
Whatever. Ascending order. Yeah, well done, Isabel. Ascending order. So numbers that go up in order ascending. What is the opposite to ascending order, please?
Descending.
Descending order.
I was
Alright,
thinking
so be aware of that, please. You might have a question in your exam or test or in lesson. Write these in descending order. Write these in ascending order. You need to know what that means. All right, is important. It is indeed. Mhm.
Half 11.
It is near enough 11:30, so we're pretty much done. So next week, some fractions work and some simple addition.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you enjoyed it today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that bad, is it? Coming and doing a bit of maths with the BDogg. It's not that bad.
Well, obviously Joe loves it because Joe's a proper mathematician. He's even better at maths than me.
Well, we shall see, huh? We shall see. But sometimes, sometimes I think those that are gifted at maths, they have a great time at this age. But then as they get lots older, like your older brother, it gets tricky quickly, and then that's when you have to call in for the BDogg to help out. So when I've got you this early, this young, I can kind of make sure you don't face those problems later, and you continue to go well. So this is good. This is good. I'm proud. I'm proud of you all. Look, have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you all next week. And if we're really, really keen and we want another one of these sessions, then I can do another one in the week. But it would have to be. It wouldn't be in the daytime. It would be like say 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the afternoon or something. So you'd have to consider that because I'm teaching all day, every day, Monday to Friday. All right, Ian. Have a wonderful one, guys.
Yeah.
Take care.
Hey,
Good to see you.
Toby,
all.
I had a double Oreo cream.
Double Oreo cream. I'll be choked on it.
Double cream Oreo.
Lucky.